I'll make the jump. There we go. How's it going? No, it's just tedious work. Boring work. Hey, Amy. We're just doing some boring work tonight. Stuff that really nobody even wants to see. I wasn't going to do it tonight only because I just didn't want to, but it needs to get done. Yes, the grand opening. Eggs was just in here, but then I sprayed the duster and he took off. He'll be back. He's been hanging out in here all night. The little one's playing in a box. Yeah, we cracked it a little bit earlier and soaked it in the hot water to get the big chunks out. Now I just got some little nooks and crannies. Oh, it's time to order some silicone. I think I'm going to make a post over on Reddit and see if anyone is serious about it and wants to kind of throw their name in. I can start to get an idea of how much I need to order. Getting in that season where I don't want too much extra sitting around. Especially like resins and stuff like that. Also, I need to put a post up in the BBG to last call on chulas because I don't want extra resin sitting around all summer. It'll just go bad. Well, Lando, did you see the big news? The official RD is no more. His luck ran out. I know what is going to happen around here, though, is a cleanup day. In need of it badly. I think it was made already, and they've been just stalling people because he's only been in for a couple of shows this month. What a strange saga over at that place. Now fans are already mad. Yep. You got lucky, though. You got really lucky because I think they fired him. I think his contract was up at the end of the month. The cop trying to, try to get a few of those yearly renewals in before they drop the bomb. Yeah, like a gym membership, people just have it and they keep paying it. It's not that much money. And they think, oh, do I want to go and do a cancellation or I'll just pay it? And then another month goes by and another. Oh, today was a spot. Definitely one of those. What's that new thing they're doing? The sausage party or whatever it is. That was a paid spot for YouTube Red. That wasn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be. To get in there with a Q-tip though and a little scrubbing. Yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty unethical to like have these guys in like they're just a guest. Yeah, Lando is just kind of sitting there like, yeah, okay, all right. I mean, really, what do you talk to that guy about? Yeah, was Ralph Macchio nice? I mean, weird. So remember when you said no mercy? That was pretty cool. I don't. I mean, has that guy ever done anything after that? He probably did a bunch of TV or something like that. Yeah, it reminds me of remember that Saturday Night Live skit with Chris Farley when he would do that little talk show. And say, yeah, that was. Remember when you did that? That was cool. I can't wait for this week's Red Bar. What a week it was. Yeah, it was the Cobra Kai guy, the main guy. Sweep the leg. Do it. I think this is going to be the last project I do with Shavant. I'm going to switch to Monster Clay completely. It's just such a pain to clean. Especially when it starts getting warm. keep the stuff that I have for like building mold walls and things like that. Now, I'm not too familiar with this new Karate Kid thing, so I don't even know if Ralph Macchio is even in it. I saw there was like some picture of him. He owned a bunch of car dealerships. It looked really weird. I just watched a preview of it. My brother sent me a text and said it's really good. I think there's a couple of free episodes you can watch. Oh, they still are. The little icon comes up instead of the YouTube logo. So they've got big plans for it. Either, to do a longer series or just kind of running this as a test to see. Ooh, the next material order is going to be expensive. Yeah, the first one was, it's like one of those classic movies, but it's really dated. Anytime they have teenagers in movies like that, where they're wearing their jeans and their shirt and their haircuts of the time, those movies get really dated. Seems like more so than some other types of movies. But I would, I think that would be considered, a classic 80s movie, definitely. At the time, it was huge. You know how many kids started doing karate because of that movie? That would have been the time to be a karate school, I tell you what. They probably had more kids walking in there every week to sign up. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I must have been, like I can't remember how old I was. Very little, very young. I don't recall if I like started at the time when it came out? I don't think so. I think it was a little bit later. Yeah, and understandably, there's going to be a lot of people that want to see one like completely done, painted with hair. And I understand it. It's just going to complicate my materials ordering. I'd rather not have to order a bunch of small amounts of stuff in multiple shipments. So my cost goes way up. Hey, that's one thing that's really creeping up quickly is shipping. It was in February or something like that. The post office did a major increase to kind of match with, UPS and FedEx. There's a lot of times I order stuff and it, the shipping is almost as much as the garbage that I ordered. Paying $25, $30 for shipping on just because of the size of the box. And I don't even think they really care about weight anymore. They just care about how much room on the truck it's taking. All right, I got to go grab a few things. I got one of the doors kicked open, and it's one of those huge mosquito type bugs that is buzzing around my head. I'll be right back. Oh no, I don't keep anything, Lando. I keep nothing. Everything goes. Either I give it away, or I'd have so much shit everywhere. I'm not a collector. It's been a pretty long time since I made one, actually. I think it's been about 5 years. I also, unfortunately, I have a lot of stuff that is gone forever. I had a computer that got juiced, took out 2 of the hard drives in it. That's why I now subscribe to Dropbox. I'm also, excuse me, my voice is changing apparently. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Or I almost choked on my coffee. Oh, I was going to say, I'm really bad about taking photos while I'm working. Like, I work and I don't stop and pick up a camera and take a photo. Like on this, I only think I took like 2 or 3 photos the whole time I sculpted. I need to get better about that. I've always got a phone sitting right here. The worst thing is all of my architectural engineering models, other than some small photographs, are all gone. I had the firm I worked for used to factor in a photographer on every job as part of the bid. So this guy would come in, this professional photographer, he'd set up the lights, do all the metering, and he had like this little endoscope thing where he could like get the pictures right down on the street level of these models. And they would do these nice, huge, glossy photographs of all the models for the promo pictures. And I had a 3-ring binder photo album, probably, 30 pages of like really nice. Some of them were, $100,000, $200,000 architectural models. And I was trying to get this job from this architectural engineering firm, and the guy that I was kind of haggling with asked if I would leave my portfolio with him so that he could show it in a meeting. And I was like saying, no, don't do it. And I really, at the time, I needed the work. And I took the chance and I lost because I tried several times to get in touch with the guy, never responded. And then finally, when I called one day, the receptionist told me he was no longer with the firm. And I was never able to find this guy or get that binder back with all those photographs. And that makes me sick to this day. It was the firm of guy who was the mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina. And nobody in the office had any idea. They hadn't seen the portfolio. Live and learn. That was a costly one. Now, you can just scan and email and stuff like that. But at that time, that wasn't even that common yet. It was like the late 90s. Or even scanners then were really expensive. I still, every now and then, I look for that guy on LinkedIn, and just so I could find him, confirm it was him, and send him a nasty email. much of that bearing's stuck again. Clay gooped up in there. Somewhere around here, I've got photographs of like Star Trek masks and head busts and things like that. It's been a while since I've done that stuff. I've got so much mold release and oil on my hands that I can't get a grip on this damn thing. And a melting mask would have blades. Ooh, can you imagine doing those blades? I'd have to make more room. I'm going to have to be a little more thorough with those ears. But yeah, we got most of it done. Every little bit helps. Imitate? You mean like to sit down and do a facsimile? I can copy pretty much anybody. A style, I mean, or if I sit down with a photograph or an illustration, I can pretty much copy it. I don't do near enough. I don't do as much as I'd like to. I do a lot of sketching because I sketch out my projects, but that drawing used to be my primary thing, and it really is a skill that you have to upkeep, because a lot of times if I sit down to do something serious, it doesn't feel good for a while, and then after a while it starts to get more comfortable. Like any learned skill, muscle memory. I liken it a lot to like playing an instrument. You can always do it a little bit, but when you're going through a phase where you're really doing it a lot and practicing, and there's so many really good illustrators out there. That ship kind of sailed for me. I'd have to really buckle down and get into it. I had a very defined plan for what I wanted to do. And I would say, like a lot of people, when 3D modeling and all that Photoshop came into play, it changed things a lot for everybody. I run a fan a little bit in here. Hopefully that's not too loud. It probably is. It's going to be a hot summer here. I can tell already. Fortunately, we're going to get a few days of rain here, so it'll be a little bit cooler. Ah, that's an awe stick. I just buy boxes and bags of them. One thing, this didn't release very clean from this urethane, so I'm gonna send a guy an email and ask him what they use to release. They might use like a mold soap or something. It will be ice cream truck time soon. The ice cream guy, he doesn't stop around here because, of course, there's no kids, but he comes down this road and that little ice cream truck is cooking. He's trying to get where he's going. And he comes flying down the road and the music's jamming away. So you get like the Doppler effect with his little circus music as he's coming down. It always cracks me up every time. It's like real dull, and then he gets close and it gets high pitched, and then he goes by and the calliope's playing away. If I knew his schedule, I could probably get him to stop. I used to love the Ice Cream Man when I was a kid. That was the best. I'd get Eggs a popsicle. He would get into that. Eggs is not a he is not a huge like a beggar. He likes tendies a lot. A lot of times he won't bother with stuff. He'll smell it and walk away, but he does like tendies. The kitten, on the other hand, will eat anything. Anything I put on the floor, she will eat. Vegetables, bread, and she eats everything like it's her last meal. Let's see, I'm going to get a separate bag for this. Don't need rags full of naphtha sitting around. This stuff makes some sharp edges. I tell you that, glass sharp. are you doing? Why are you going that way? Yeah, why go that way? I hear you. Yeah, that's they're not doing that at Compound. Or at least they didn't with that pilot episode. So that's kind of weird. You know, Eggs is I call him a lily pad walker because he will sit on like a chair, and then he'll try to jump to a table, and then he'll hop onto a stack of books, and he'll try to do all this without ever touching the floor. I watch him sometimes, and sometimes there's disastrous results. I'll hear like clinking and clanking, and the floor is clear all the way to where he needs to go, but he's like taking some crazy way. Yeah, exactly. It's just like that. Hot lava. Exactly. The first one that I do will probably pull out a lot of clay residue on it, but that's all right. Acetone will take it off, and Probably easier to clean it off the pole than it is to clean all of it out of the pores and. Dude, that Kevin Downey. Well, it'll be interesting. See that first one. Bubble there under the chin. Did you see that post that Bisconte put up on Twitter responding to someone asking about Artie? Man, he is something else, that guy. Another one of their stupid mistakes. As they try to tell everyone how amazing in hot water is. Yeah, he basically called the guy a fagoot for bringing up that, people have just, signed up for a year and now Artie's gone. Gino comes on there in his savage way. Yeah, wait till they get 100 chargebacks now, and then they have their credit card company doesn't want to deal with them, or PayPal doesn't want to deal with them. That stuff happens. If you get too many chargebacks, they'll dump you. I know of a software company that they tried to really pull a fast one on people, and they had to eat crow because they were going to lose their ability to accept credit cards. Got a little too uppity. Yeah, and two is not going to do anything, but it's, when you start getting a bunch of chargebacks with the banks, because chargebacks actually cost money. I have a merchant account. I think there's like, for me, it's like almost $45 or $50 in fees by the time it goes back between the two banks. If someone does a chargeback. So depending on the amount, sometimes, if it's not really that worth it, you just go, okay, give it to them. But if, they charge you back some crazy amount, and you get hit again on the fees, it really, really sucks. I've had 3 chargebacks in 15 years, so that's probably not that bad. One of them was kind of my fault on a billing thing. The other 2 were just dicks who found out that they could charge back. But I fought them on it, and they had to pay. The one guy said, okay, yeah, let him have it. Yeah, see, I did this when I did the front. I used another type of resin to do a print coat, and you can see the difference in the mold. The other cleaned much better. So I think in the future, I just go with, it seemed to work fine. Much cleaner mold too. Next step is to lay that blanket of clay around the inside, pour a core. I'll have to, there's a lot of clay in there. I'll have to get online and start getting an order together for silicone and pigments. I can probably lay up the blanket of clay in here in one night, do the core in one night. So, I mean, we really could be pulling the first one out in less than a week. Yeah, I understand the nature of their business and everything, but even if you're like a comedy, podcasting company, to let Gino handle stuff like that on Twitter is just silly. Unbelievable. But it's their business. Good luck with it. Yeah, and just to rub it in, that's insanity. Yeah, you know, I think I kind of dig this product. I would want to do it though in a little bit more climate control, get the temperature back closer to 70. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, it's a 2 bite operation. Yeah, good luck to them. I hate it because it's like one more network with nothing on, and at least you know with Gavin, you had a good morning show. I'm not in for Bill anymore. I mean the paid spots and that Mary Jane on there, Mary Sue or whatever they call. The paid spots are particularly insulting. And didn't someone say that they raised the monthly again? The subscription rate? Cranked it up another buck or something? Yeah, it's not entirely an uncommon thing. The sick way that he just elevates her, it really grosses me out. It's so demasculating for him. It's like I watch him and just go, oh man, oh come on, Bill. I always think that when he starts on that, like, oh, come on, man. Have a little pride. Well, it's 10:30. Let's cut this one off and try to get sleep schedule back on normal. I will go and start shopping for silicone and pigments, and then probably tomorrow night we'll start laying up that layer of clay inside the head to do the core. Otherwise, I'm just going to piddle, and I really probably tomorrow. I don't have anything scheduled for the first part of the day, so I think I'm just going to clean, start putting stuff back on the shelves and get it up. So we've got Giuseppe Materizzi to finish up, sitting over there, and then the Skeksis. We'll start on that. Yeah, I will. I think I'll go over there and look at doing a post. I know what the result is going to be, that people are going to want to see a finished copy. So, and I understand that. So I might have to just go to the end before we get there. But it's not that far away to pull a skin out. But I will make a post that the mold is done and I'm going to start, even if people want to do a down payment, that would help to cover, the hundreds and hundreds of dollars in silicone. All right, everyone, have a great night. Thanks a lot. We will see you tomorrow night.